Hello there and welcome to the news tonight. I'm Tracy Shilshi, and in the next 30 minutes, I'll be getting you all the day's top stories, starting with the headlines. Supreme Court orders the floor test in Uttarakhand on the 10th of May, keeps disqualified MLAs out. 9 rebels, though, challenge the verdict in High Court. Rival marches by both the Congress and the BJP in the national capital. Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi, Manmohan Singh and Rahul Gandhi caught brief detention during the Save Democracy rally. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar targets former UPA government in the Augusta Westland scam, lists out details of its omissions and commission in the Lok Sabha. And North Korea holds its first party congress in nearly 40 years. Effort seen as an attempt by leader Kim Jong-un to cement his absolute rule in the isolated country. Well, our top story, the Supreme Court today cleared the floor test in the Uttarakhand Assembly. It also ruled that the 9 disqualified Congress rebel MLAs will not take part in it. The MLAs have challenged the Supreme Court verdict, though, and have filed a petition in the Uttarakhand High Court. The result of the floor test will be produced before the Apex Court on the 11th of May.
After the centre agreed to hold the floor test in Uttarakhand, the Supreme Court on Friday ruled that the vote of confidence in the Uttarakhand Assembly will take place on May 10th between 11 am to 1 pm. The proceedings will be filmed and President's rule will be temporarily lifted for 2 hours when the vote of confidence will take place.
The Principal Secretary Legislature, who is a senior officer, will be present in the court. It will be his duty to ensure that voting takes place along with the Speaker's duty properly.
The Apex Court, however, barred 9 disqualified MLAs to take part in the proceedings. Challenging the top court's verdict, the disqualified MLAs moved the Uttarakhand High Court. If it rules in their favour on Saturday, they can vote on Tuesday. But if the 9 dissidents don't vote, Harish Rawat will have to prove the support of only 31 lawmakers, as the strength of the 70-member House will be down to 61.
हमें पूरा भरोसा है कि हमारे विधायक गण जो है लोकतंत्र के पक्ष में देंगे, उत्तराखंड के स्वाभिमान के पक्ष में देंगे। अब लड़ाई उत्तराखंड के स्वाभिमान की है, क्योंकि भाजपा ने जिस तरीके से यहाँ के स्वाभिमान को रौंदने का काम किया है, पहले दल बदल करवा के, फिर राष्ट्रपति शासन लागू करवा करके, फिर और दल बदल की कुछ हिस्सा करके, और उसके बाद हम पर सीबीआई थोप करके.
Other political parties, including the BJP's ally in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena, welcomed the top court's decision.
बहुमत का फैसला जो है विधानसभा हो या लोकसभा हो, किसी का भी, वो फ्लोर टेस्ट से ही होना चाहिए. वो ना राज्यपाल तय करेगा, ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट तय करेगा, ना राष्ट्रपति शासन उसका इलाज है. तो मैं स्वागत करता हूँ.
Now the central government says we are ready for floor test. Why did they not allow floor test at that point of time? Why did they go for imposing president's rule in Uttarakhand?
हमें खुशी है कि लोकतंत्र की जीत हुई है. फ्लोर टेस्ट बहुमत का मत का निर्णय लिया जाएगा और दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी होगा.
The BJP meanwhile hit out at Harish Rawat, accusing him of being involved in various wrongdoings in the state.
प्रदेश के विधायकों को ये तय करना है कि क्या उनका ऐसा मुख्यमंत्री बने जो सीबीआई के द्वारा कटघरे में खड़े होकर किसी दिन जेल जाने वाला है, वह मुख्यमंत्री प्रदेश का बने. क्या मुख्यमंत्री ऐसा बने जो इस देवभूमि में, उस पुण्य भूमि में शराब माफियाओं के माध्यम से शराब खराब बंटवाता हो, लोगों की जान लेता हो, क्या ऐसा मुख्यमंत्री बने.
Uttarakhand was plunged into political uncertainty after 9 Congress legislators, including former Chief Minister Vijay Bahuguna, crossed over to the BJP. The crisis peaked on 18th of March when the Assembly passed the appropriation bill by a voice vote, even as the opposition sought recorded voting. Rawat was then asked by Governor K.K. Paul to prove his majority on 28th of March, but a day before the central government dismissed his government by imposing President's rule. Rawat immediately went to the court. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in the national capital, it was an eventful day. Both the Congress and the BJP took out protests against each other. While the Congress took to the streets, courting detention during the Save Democracy rally, the BJP MPs protested inside Parliament in front of the Gandhi statue. Take a look at this report.
former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Congress President Sonia Gandhi and Vice President Rahul Gandhi courting arrest at the Parliament Street police station in New Delhi. This was after they were disallowed from leading a rally inside Parliament to protest what the Congress called an attack on democracy by the Narendra Modi government. Earlier in the day, hundreds of party workers and leaders assembled at Jantar Mantar, chanting slogans against the government. Congress President Sonia Gandhi warned the government of acting against democratic institutions and trying to scare the opposition.
पिछले 60-70 साल में कांग्रेस ने लोकतंत्र को मजबूती देने वाले संस्थानों का निर्माण किया, लेकिन 2 साल में ही मोदी सरकार ने सब कुछ बर्बाद करना शुरू कर दिया। इनका एक-एक कदम लोकतंत्र की जड़ें खोद रहा है।
Rahul Gandhi also accused the government of specifically targeting opponents of Narendra Modi and the RSS.
आज हिंदुस्तान में सिर्फ 2 लोगों की बात चलती है, मोहन भगवत जी और नरेंद्र मोदी जी, और जो भी इनके खिलाफ खड़ा होता है, जो भी इनके खिलाफ बोलने की कोशिश करता है, उनके ऊपर झूठे आक्रमण, झूठे आरोप लगाए जाते हैं।
The BJP termed the rally an attempt to divert public attention from the Augusta Westland chopper scam. In a bid to counter the march of the Congress, MPs of the National Democratic Alliance held a protest in front of the Gandhi statue in Parliament.
They want to divert the attention from the Augusta scam. That's why they have taken up this issue. Otherwise, there is no reason. And they are making allegations against us that we are diverting the attention. Augusta scam is a major scandal taken place during the Congress regime. And our government is committed to take it to logical conclusions. Why should the Congress party worried and rattled and then trying to make unnecessary allegations against the government?
तो कांग्रेस को लगता है कि वो इन्वॉल्व नहीं है या उनके कोई भी नेता इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि उनको किसी भी तरीके की चिंता करने की जरूरत है या लोकतंत्र बचाओ करके जो ये लोग मार्च आज कर रहे हैं वो करने की जरूरत है।
Allegations and counter-allegations have been flying thick and high, both inside and outside Parliament, on the multi-crore VVIP chopper deal. While the BJP is convinced of the involvement of the top brass of the Congress, the opposition claims it's a desperate attempt by the ruling dispensation to malign its leaders. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to what took place in Parliament, and Samajwadi Party members staged a walkout in Rajya Sabha on Friday, alleging that the centre sent an empty water train to drought-hit Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh. The government, however, refuted the charges and assured assistance to the drought-hit area. Members cutting across party lines then denounced the politicization of the issue.
As soon as the House met for the day, Samajwadi Party MP Naresh Agarwal raised the issue and accused the union government of sending an empty water train to the Bundelkhand region without taking the UP government into cognizance. He also alleged that the centre did not pay heed to the state government's demands for additional funds for tankers and dam to deal with the drought situation in Bundelkhand.
रेल मंत्री माफी मांग ले। रेल मंत्री ने सत्तों से परे सरकार को जानबूझ के बदनाम करने के लिए जो बयान दिया, और ट्रेन भी खाली भेजी, पानी नहीं भेजी। उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने कभी इनसे पानी नहीं मांगा। उन्होंने टैंकर मांगा, तालाब की खुदाई का पैसा मांगा, बांधों का पैसा मांगा, हैंड पाइप मांगा।
The BSP, the Congress and the JDU urged both the central and the UP governments to refrain from drawing political mileage out of the issue. Even Deputy Chairman PJ Kurian admitted the seriousness of the matter.
खास तौर से बुंदेलखंड में सूखा काफी पड़ा हुआ है, पानी की भी काफी दिक्कत है। ऐसी स्थिति में तो हमें बुंदेलखंड के बारे में केंद्र और राज्यों की सरकारों को, केंद्र और वहाँ की राज्य की सरकार को दलगत राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर तो वहाँ के जो पानी की किल्लत है तो उसको दूर करने के बारे में सोचना चाहिए।
जो नरेश जी कह रहे हैं खाली ट्रेन पहुँच गई, तो ये भी किस मकसद से पहुँची, सरकार से बातचीत करके होना चाहिए। तो पानी पर भी हम लोग प्यासे हैं, लोग घंटे घंटे पानी चाहिए, उस पर भी हम राजनीति करेंगे।
हम ही नहीं कहते कि पानी भेजा कि नहीं भेजा, ट्रेन खाली थी भरी थी अलग चीज़ है, लेकिन बिना राज्य सरकार से बात किए, बिना राज्य सरकार के सहयोग के, बिना राज्य सरकार से आप बात की अगर इस तरह की चीज़ करते हैं, केंद्र सरकार करती है, तो पूरी तरह से अनुचित है।
Now I have only to make one comment. one comment that in the name of water and drought, nobody should play politics. That is all what I would. And I would also request that this matter may be settled, talked and settled.
Snubbing all accusations, Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu drew a parallel with the water train sent to Latur in Maharashtra and clarified that the train has to be steam cleaned to transport potable water. He further asserted that a 10-wagon train was on its way to fill water at Jhansi before going to the drought-hit areas.
इसमें कोई भी राजनीति नहीं करना चाहते। हमारी बिल्कुल ये हमारी इच्छा है कि किसी तरह से कल मैंने खुद वहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री कल मैंने राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री अखिलेश यादव जी से मैंने खुद फोन किया। मैंने खुद फोन करके उनको बात की और मैंने कहा हम बिल्कुल राजनीति नहीं करना चाहते। आपको जो भी मदद चाहिए हमें बताइए, हम आपको मदद करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
Prabhu's assertion failed to pacify Samajwadi Party members who demanded the railway minister's apology and accused him of playing with the sentiments of people. They then staged a walkout.
Sit down. Bhupender.
Bundelkhand has a population of 18.3 million. It has been reeling under severe drought condition for the last 3 years. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And during the discussion on the Augusta Westland issue in Lok Sabha, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar informed the House that many changes were made in the tender during UPA rule, especially to favour the company. He also assured that any person found guilty would not be spared. Meanwhile, the Congress walked out of the House after not getting any assurance of a Supreme Court monitored probe.
The Augusta Westland issue was discussed in Lok Sabha on Friday during the calling attention motion. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar told the House that many changes were made in the tender to favour the company. He also said that the trial of the chopper was done outside India.
Augusta Westland को order जाने के लिए सब चीजें की गई. उसके estimated genuine cost के more than twice rate में उनको contract दिया गया. उसके लिए जो कुछ रिलैक्स करना था वो रिलैक्स किया गया.
The Defence Minister also accused the previous UPA government of taking delayed action after allegations of corruption first surfaced in Italy in February 2012. He further added that the CBI registered a case in March 2013, but the Enforcement Directorate was not provided a copy of the FIR till December 2013.
आगे पीछे फाइल चलती रही. फाइनली 12 मई को 2A एंड हो जाता है जब एक दिन में 12 पेज का नोट लगा के डिफेंस मिनिस्टर फाइनली अप्रूव्ड टू कीप ऑन होल्ड which he could have done in February 2012.
Earlier, Congress MP Jyotiraditya Scindia alleged that the NDA government has not blacklisted Finmeccanica yet. Congress members also demanded a Supreme Court monitored probe into the scam, while TMC member Saugata Rai asked why no action had been taken so far.
अगस्टा वेस्टलैंड ने आरएफआई अपने तरफ से डाला है. अगर वो ब्लैक लिस्टेड कंपनी है तो कैसे इन्होंने अलाउ किया? मैं प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हूं. नेवल यूटिलिटी हेलीकॉप्टर में आरएफआई की प्रस्ताव अगस्टा वेस्टलैंड की तरफ से कैसे डाला गया?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट मॉनिटर्ड इंक्वायरी होने दो और अगर वो तैयार है हम फेस करने को तैयार है.
Now, what action have you taken in the 1.5 years? You're shouting from the housetop against corruption. Tell us specific instances of what action CBI is under your government.
In reply, Parrikar assured the House that all deals with Finmeccanica are currently on hold. The government has only furthered those contracts which were necessary for India's defence needs. Later, the Congress staged a walkout after not getting any assurance of a Supreme Court monitored probe. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now turning to elections, and with curtains coming down on the month-long polling process in West Bengal, the focus is now shifting to southern India. Star campaigners held multiple rallies in the poll-bound states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Here's a look.
Hectic campaigning was witnessed in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, with the star campaigners addressing multiple rallies and indulging in mudslinging. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the attack to the UDF and LDF while addressing a rally in Palakkad in Kerala. Home Minister Rajnath Singh too addressed rallies for the BJP in the state.
मैं हैरान हूं कि God's own country हर हिंदुस्तानी ये बात बताते समय इतना गर्व महसूस करता है इतना अभिमान महसूस करता है, लेकिन पिछले 60 साल तक जिन्होंने यहाँ राज किया है, सिवाय केरल को बर्बाद करने के कुछ नहीं किया।
मेरे बहनों भाइयों, यदि आप लोगों ने केरला असेंबली में बीजेपी लेड एनडीए को स्ट्रेंथ दी, यदि ताकत दी, तो हम केरल को एलडीएफ और यूडीएफ का फुटबॉल नहीं बनने देंगे, बल्कि हम केरल को सिर पर बैठाएंगे और अपने गले से लगाएंगे।
Meanwhile, in Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister Jayalalitha addressed multiple rallies a day after the party released its manifesto for the state. The Prime Minister too hit the campaign trail in Tamil Nadu, where he addressed a rally in Hosur.
ஊழலுக்காக கலைக்கப்பட்ட ஒரே ஆட்சி திரு கருணாநிதி தலைமையிலான திமுக ஆட்சிதான். விஞ்ஞான ரீதியாக ஊழல் செய்வதில் வல்லவர் என்ற பட்டத்தை நீதியரசர் சர்க்காரியாவிடமிருந்து அந்த காலத்திலேயே பெற்றவர்தான் திரு கருணாநிதி.
On Thursday, Congress President Sonia Gandhi and DMK President Karunanidhi shared the dais for the first time in 5 years. The two leaders kicked off the final phase of their campaign for the upcoming assembly elections in Tamil Nadu with an alliance party meet in Chennai. Elections to the 234-member Tamil Nadu, 140-member Kerala and 30-member Puducherry assemblies will take place on May 16th. Counting of votes will happen on the 19th of May. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And now let's take you through other national news updates in Nationwide. Upholding the ban on slaughter of bulls and bullocks imposed by the BJP-led government in Maharashtra, the Bombay High Court today decriminalized possession of beef where animals were slaughtered outside the state. With the ruling, the burden of proving innocence will not be on individuals but on the prosecution, which will now have to prove that the law was violated. Supreme Court has directed the release of jailed Sahara chief Subrato Roy on parole for 4 weeks. The parole was given to attend rituals following the death of Roy's mother early this morning. His mother, Chhabi Roy, who was 95 years old, passed away in Lucknow on Friday after a prolonged illness. Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that the government may have to terminate 5 to 7 stuck highway projects. The 3 terminated highway projects worth around 3,000 crores were Rargaon, Jamshedpur in Jharkhand, Rohtak Jind in Haryana and Haridwar Dehradun in Uttarakhand. Without a quick break here, we'll be back with the international news in a bit. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. You're watching Constitutionally Yours.
It should be absolutely reasonable. It has to be under scrutiny. Of course, it has to be adequate.
हमारे यहाँ तकरीबन 10 साल से कुछ सैलरी अलाउंसेस में बढ़ोतरी नहीं हुए.
There are no manageable standards of finding out the performance.
What should be the scope of judicial review?
Only political questions are kept out of the judicial review.
Join us as we try to understand contemporary issues related to the Constitution. Watch Constitutionally Yours on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back. Let's get to international news. North Korea is holding its first party congress in nearly 40 years as leader Kim Jong-un seeks to cement his absolute rule in the isolated country. The meeting will give North Korea's leader the chance to further legitimize his grip on the country 5 years after he came to power.
The Workers' Party Congress in 1980 was a landmark event in North Korea's history. The moment Kim Jong-il was unveiled as the successor in waiting to his father, Kim Il-sung. It was also decided then that similar events should be held every 5 years, but there hasn't been another since. 30 years later, Kim Jong-il used a military parade for the first public appearance of his own heir, Kim Jong-un, who is now reviving North Korea's biggest political show, harking back to the days of his grandfather.
Of the North Koreans, it was a time of security and
predictable future. Therefore, many people want to go back. And it's a message. Crisis is over, everything will go back to the old good ways.
The fast, unflinching way in which Kim Jong-un has purged and replaced dozens of senior leaders, including his uncle Jang Song-taek, has surprised many analysts. And there's been an acceleration in the nuclear and missile programs too. But analysts believe the Congress will only reinforce Kim Jong-un's policies and not spring any new surprises.
He has set expectations to which he has to deliver in some form. And so many analysts are looking at this Congress to see if there is a sort of pivot in his emphasis. It's likely to be subtle. It's not probably going to slap us on the face.
North Korea's closest ally, China, will also keep a keen eye on the Congress. The country has been advocating North Korean economic reform for decades now with little to show for it. And the recent missile tests have rattled Pyongyang's biggest benefactor too.
朝鲜人民民主主义人民共和国目前正处于国家发展的一个重要的阶段。我们希望朝鲜能够实现国家的发展，人民的幸福。我们也希望朝鲜能够听取国际社会的呼声，来共同的维护。
For the North Korean people, the weeks leading up to this day have been marked by just one thing: work. A 70-day campaign was ordered demanding increased productivity with hours of overtime. Now is their time to take part in the national celebration and wait like those outside the country to see what message Kim Jong-un delivers. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And out to the US, where after being the lone Republican candidate left in the presidential race, Donald Trump shifted his focus from primaries to the general election. However, Trump's march to the White House faces fierce resistance from his own party, as senior members are hesitant to endorse him and many party luminaries are planning to skip his nominating convention.
Even as he faces fierce resistance from his own party, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump began shifting focus from the primary campaign to the general election. Addressing a campaign rally in Charleston, West Virginia, Trump took a dig at Hillary Clinton and said he wanted to come to the state that has struggled with poverty and job losses.
Oh, coal country, what they've done. And how about Hillary Clinton? I was watching her 3 or 4 weeks ago. See, I'm going to put the miners back to work. And she said, I'm going to put the miners and the mines out of business. And then she comes over and she tried to explain her statement. That's a tough one to explain, wouldn't you say?
Earlier in the day, Trump angered and baffled social media users as he tweeted a photo of himself with a taco bowl with the caption, "I love Hispanics." In his rally speech, Trump repeated some of his main campaign issues, including trade imbalances and illegal migration from Mexico.
We'll build the wall, don't worry about it. Who's going to pay for the wall? Not even a doubt, okay? Although I must tell you, Vicente Fox was on television last night and he apologized, and I accept his apology. I thought it was very nice.
The Republican Party is facing a divide on Trump's nomination, with top party leaders planning to skip his nomination convention. On Thursday, party leader Paul Ryan refused to support Trump, saying he needed to do more to unite the party. The developments reflect the growing split in the GOP since Trump's commanding victory in the Indiana primary, which forced his remaining Republican rivals out of the race. Meanwhile, the Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton continued her attack on Trump, saying the United States should not take a risk on an unreliable candidate. The former Secretary of State criticized Trump for his position on immigration at a campaign rally in Los Angeles.
Our next president has to meet 3 tests. Can you actually help families get ahead and stay ahead? Can you keep us safe? And can you bring our country together? Well, Donald Trump fails all 3 of those tests. With all the challenges we face in America and in the world, we can't have a loose cannon in the Oval Office. That is a risk we cannot afford.
Clinton and Trump look set to clinch their respective nominations. Clinton leads her rival Bernie Sanders by more than 800 delegates, while Trump's Indiana victory pushed him to 1,047 delegates, and he needs just 190 more to clinch the nomination. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan today told the European Union that his country will not change its anti-terror laws in return for a visa-free travel. This comes a day after the Prime Minister, who negotiated the EU deal, said that he was stepping down. The PM had also opposed Erdogan's plan to give more power to the presidency. His exit, though, is expected to plunge NATO member Turkey into political uncertainty.
A day after Ahmet Davutoglu stepped down as Prime Minister of Turkey and leader of its ruling AK party, the main opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu gave a call to oppose what he called a palace coup.
Bütün cumhuriyetçilerin, demokratların, aydınların, yani demokrasiden yana olan bütün vatanseverlerin darbeye direnmesi gereğin de ötesinde bir zorunluluktur.
Davutoglu's departure follows weeks of tensions with President Tayyip Erdogan, who's spearheading a fierce drive to create a powerful executive presidency. Davutoglu's decision plunges NATO member Turkey into political uncertainty. It also puts a question mark on Europe's efforts to curb a migration crisis, as well as Washington's need for a crucial ally to fight the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq.
Milletimizin huzurunda şunu ifade ederim. Bizim dönemlerimiz bir başarı dönemidir. Benim bu kararı almamda herhangi bir şekilde hissettiğim bir başarısızlık duygusu ya da tarafımca atılmış bir adımdan duyulmuş pişmanlık söz konusu değildir.
Turkey is now all set to see a third parliamentary election in less than 18 months. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's get you all the latest from the world of sports in Sports Beat. Sania Mirza and Martina Hingis will be seen in action in the semi-finals of the Madrid Open later tonight. The top-seeded Indo-Swiss pair will take on the Swiss team of Vanya King and Ala Kudryavtseva. The duo recorded a 6-3, 6-2 win over the Czech pair of Andrea Levachkova and Lucy Hrajeka in the quarterfinal. Olympic-bound men's singles shuttler K. Srikanth slipped a place to be ranked world number 12 in the latest BWF rankings. The 2010 Commonwealth Games champion duo of Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponappa rose one step up to the 14th spot in the women's doubles. Swimmer Sandeep Sejwal and Supriya Mondol passed the B qualification mark for the 2016 Olympics at 59th Malaysian Open Swimming Championships in Malaysia. Sandeep scored a meet record time of 1 minute 2.45 seconds in 100 meters breaststroke, while Supriya dished out a national record-breaking performance of 2 minutes 54 seconds in the 200 meters butterfly. Both swimmers also won their gold medals in their respective events. Liverpool reached the Europa League final with a 3-0 win over Villarreal on another magical night at Anfield. An early Bruno Serrano own goal set Liverpool on their way before second-half strikes from Daniel Sturridge and Adam Lallana completed victory over their Spanish opponents. And that's all we have for you on the news tonight. From the entire team here, good night. Have a good weekend.